Hi, ladies and gentlemen. As you have probably surmised, I'm a fan of using the ID status field for quickly categorizing the contacts in your Act database. But let me just take this to another level. So I believe this is one field that as a company and as an individual, you should try to keep very, very simple. If you're brand new to Act, I think you can get away with about 6 or 7 things. Having said that, I want to take it up a level because in my business, I've been doing this a while. I'm a little more established. So let me tell you a little bit about the ID statuses that I use. And this is sort of my revised list. So I've been around more than 20 years and I have different types of clients. So the way I treat my clients in my database is I call any client, even if they're a brand new client that I'm currently working with, I call them a key client. A key client I handle in one specific way. I will look at them and review them every single Monday. I'll just look at them. And sometimes I'll shoot them an email just to remind myself that I've sort of dealt with it. And it can be a very simple email. The next type of client I have is and I'm noticing the typo, I apologize for that. No, maybe not. I have a secondary client that is a client that I've done business with. Maybe I haven't done business with for about 30 days. I think there's some potential there, and I want to just sort of keep on top of them. So a secondary client I'll review on a monthly basis. Again, the key client weekly, the secondary client monthly. The inactive client is someone that either I think there's a rare chance that I'll do business with them again, or they're just an occasional business partner with me. In other words, I very rarely work with them. They're just a notch above prospect. The next one is prospect. Anyone else that's in your database that you've never worked with, to me, once a client, always a client. Even if it's been years, I would consider them an inactive client before I treat them as a prospect. Prospects are the next level down. Inactive clients just a step above. The next one is new lead. So if anyone in my database reaches out to me today, and I'm in the process of either talking to them, working with them, anything of that nature, I refer to them as a new lead. And my new leads, I review every single Monday. So again, the key clients and the new leads, I look at every single Monday. Delete. That's another ID status. And the reason I use this is because if you have a contact you feel you want to delete, or if your staff has contacts they want to delete, don't let them delete it. In fact, I recommend you don't delete your contacts right then and there because the chance of making a mistake and deleting a lot of information is there. It can happen. I've had clients that have had it happen. So generally, as a rule of thumb, if you want to delete a client, just put delete in the ID status. And maybe once a month or once a week, whatever you're comfortable with, go find all your clients whose ID status is delete and delete them. But before you delete them, make a backup of your Act database. The next is employee. An employee could be used in one of two ways, in my opinion. It could be anyone at your company. They're an employee. Or, quite often, another way I'll use this, if I am working with a company and maybe the decision maker that I'm working with is my client. They're the key client. But everyone else that I've met through time there who are never going to make a buying decision, but they're employees there, I call them employee. So what that allows me to do is quickly find those people should I want to send them something like a newsletter or a tip or something of that nature. But again, only that key person is my client. Next, vendor. I should be in your database. Act Clever should be in your database. And I use this if anyone that I work with is a vendor. It could be, the local cable company. It could be the telephone company. It could be anyone you do business with that they bill you for things. And the last one that I will use my name because this is how I use it here is Tony. So when I use the word Tony in the ID status, that could be for anything that's personal. It could be family, friends, doctors, lawyers, anyone that I consider personal. So when you have a big Act database, I want you to observe that every single one of these items has a different first letter. they're all unique in the first letter. And the reason I do it that way is because I want to make data entry really easy. And all you have to do, for example, if you want to put prospect in the ID status, if you set it up properly, all you'll have to do is hit the letter P and prospect will go right in. Employee, the letter E. So make it easy for your users of Act to enter data. And I think if you look at this list and really look at it, you can put everyone in your database with one of these ID statuses. Now, I know some of you are saying, I can't do that. Well, what I usually recommend is keep the ID status simple. Just a few things like this list. And then from this list, if you really feel you need to segment in other ways, either create a second field or consider making some checkboxes. And I'll show you that along the way. But keep this ID status simple. And I think if you do that, it's going to make it easy to work with your contacts and also to help your staff work with your contacts. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tony Holowitz. Thank you very much.